You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show podcast on KPEL965.com.
The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Gulf Coast Bank, your local community bank. Whether your financial needs are for an individual, a business, or for the whole family, Gulf Coast Bank has the knowledge and products to serve you best. With 9 convenient locations throughout Acadiana, you're never far from a friendly Gulf Coast Bank associate.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Job creation was much stronger than expected in January, a sign of resilience for the economy, which appears to confirm the Federal Reserve's suggestion that an interest rate cut in March is unlikely. There were 353,000 new jobs created last month, nearly twice the number forecast by economists. The unemployment rate remained the same at 3.7%. Wages rose in the month. There's a sign people were not returning to the workforce. The labor force participation rate remained at 62.5, the same as December. Amazon, Meta Platforms, and Apple all reported better than expected earnings, though Apple's sales softened in China. Chevron and ExxonMobil's earnings came in better than expected, though their overall reports are mixed. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or your 401k right now. Text SHELTER to 989898 to request your free info kit.
News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Breaux Bridge, Lafayette.
The job market is stronger than we thought. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Or is it? We did get a surge in hiring last month. 353,000 jobs were created, almost double what was expected, and slightly more than December's hiring numbers that were revised way up. But there was another government survey in the same report showing the size of the workforce stayed the same and the unemployment rate remains 3.7%. And Fox Business's Edward Lawrence reports.
So there's an underlying weakness that could show up in the next report. Career firm Challenger, Gray, and Christmas found that planned layoffs jumped 136% from December. And the January marked the lowest planned hiring for companies since 2009 when the measure began.
Now, President Biden just put out a statement saying America's economy is the strongest in the world. And today we saw more proof. In a few hours, the president will be at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware when the remains of 3 American soldiers arrive in flag-draped caskets.
Once he arrives there, he and the First Lady, they will meet with the families of Sergeant William Rivers, Kennedy Sanders, and Brianna Moffett. They're all from Georgia. They're all part of the same company of Army engineers based in Fort Moore, all killed Sunday in a drone attack in Jordan.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoffner. The U.S. military is planning a multi-tiered retaliation against Iran-backed militants who carried out the attack. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham tells Fox.
They're not going to stop until we hit Iran itself. I don't want to invade Iran, but I want them to stop killing Americans.
The mother of a school shooter is on trial in Michigan. Jennifer Crumbly is about to be cross-examined by prosecutors, charged with involuntary manslaughter, accused of ignoring her son's mental health problems and providing the gun he used to kill 4 classmates in 2021. Though Crumbly blamed that in her testimony yesterday on her husband, who's awaiting trial.
Of course, I look back after this all happened, and I've asked myself if I would have done anything differently, and I wouldn't have.
If you could change what happened, would you?
Oh, absolutely. I wish he would have killed us instead.
America's listening to Fox News.
If you have a bank account, pay attention. Your savings could be at risk. The U.S. banking system is once again under extreme stress. This jeopardizes you and your family. But there is an easy way to protect yourself. Gold. Contact Noble Gold Investments today and safeguard your family's financial future. As a thank you for opening a qualified account, they'll give you a free quarter-ounce gold standard coin. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Gold. Safety for uncertain times.
Born on America's darkest day of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping America's heroes ever since. People who put their lives on the line for our country and our communities need your help now more than ever. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good in their honor. Never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices of this country's heroes and their families. Join me in donating $11 a month at T2T.org. That's
Your drive time is live and local. Hey, folks, it's me, Joe Cunningham, and my show, The Joe Cunningham Show, airs every day from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. You can get it all. News and commentary you can't get from anywhere else on the local, state, and national level, plus your calls and your comments through our KPEL app chat. It's a fun drive home here on the Joe Cunningham Show, News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
What's dangerous and stupid and can cost you $25,000? Excavating without calling Louisiana One Call. So dial 811 before you dig. It's the law.
Bikers Against Child Abuse empowers children to not feel afraid of the world in which they live. For more information, visit BACAworld.org. Our helpline is 866-885-9474. BACA, breaking the chains of abuse.
This hour of the Moon Griffon Show is brought to you by 1% Lists Acadiana. Call Shannon LeBlanc today at 337-522-0682. Save on fees, not on service.
The views expressed in the following show are those of the hosts or hosts only. They do not represent News Talk 96.5 KPEL or Town Square Media.
Hi, y'all. Welcome, Moon Griffon Show. Beautiful Friday, open forum Friday, right here on the Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. Hope you have a great weekend planned. Rain's going to kind of get me for what I want to do tomorrow. So I figured next Saturday I'll go fishing, and guess what? They schedule about 70% chance of rain next Saturday. So you don't fish in the rain. Only when I got a tournament. I'm not going in the rain just to go in the rain.
You've been talking about the climate so much. It's now the climate's trying to prevent you. From going fishing.
So I get mad at it. It don't act right when I go fishing. It's supposed to act right when I go fishing.
Maybe you should be a climate ally.
Dumbest thing by far. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been reading and watching stuff in America for a long time. It pains me to see the lies about the fake science of climate. It pains me. And it's over and over and over again, pounded in people. It's such a lie.
Yeah.
Just like 6 foot distance for somebody. So I'm behind you 6 feet, we in line, and you over there going, choo, 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 you sneezing and coughing and hacking.
My favorite.
And then you move up, and I move in your spot, and I'm sitting in the same spot, and all that airborne stuff is sitting right there, 6 feet doesn't it? Same thing with a mask. You take some microscopic, what am I talking about? The deal to look at a virus.
Microscope?
Yeah. It takes.
Microscopic, yeah.
Okay. So you got the little bitty mask that's going to save that.
Yeah.
And it's so small it can go through them. But yet they told you wear a mask. People bought it.
The best thing in the world was the hearing not too long ago where they had Fauci in there, and he basically said, we don't really know where some of this stuff came from. We don't know where the 6 foot thing came
They didn't know
from.
what
it just kind of appeared as a
the mask stuff he admitted, you can wear if it make you feel good, but it really doesn't do anything. He said that from the beginning, and yet we shoved that, Bill Edwards and everybody shoved that down our throat, and people bought it. I still see people wearing these masks, and you can wear one, that's fine. But the bottom line, if you're wearing one all day and you touch and you're feeling that's a waste of time. But I wouldn't tell nobody that. Matter of fact, I tell people, why don't you wear 2 of them? They say, why? I said, wear one for me. I'm not wearing one. Mask. Gee whiz. Anyway, before we get rocking and rolling, I got a little Psycho Bill and a little, and Joe, by the way, you have one of the best comments on that. I will share that with you, and I won't take credit about the bill that Psycho Bill's nutting up about Trump making comments on it. So anyway, we'll talk about that today. The Pogge decision, Wildlife and Fishery punted, which I figured they would. It just got all kind of stuff. Scott McKay joins me at 9:30. He wrote a great article today dealing with the crime and things of that nature and what Edwards and them didn't do. And, Rusty Cliche going to join me at 11 to 12, the whole hour. All his finances, all his printing of money, all his disrespect in the markets. The third hour is really going to be dynamite because He's going to talk about money and banking and things that we're looking at right now that nobody else is talking about. So I'm not going to talk about Hunter Biden. That doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could. I read about it. I talk to people about it, but it just don't interest me. And then Joe Biden came out yesterday and said those grocery stores are gouging people with these prices. He's the one caused most of this. But he's blaming the grocery stores, who, by the way, work on some of the smallest margins of anybody. Anyway, all that today. But first, we are having the St. Jude Radiothon right here in Lafayette. And, folks, if you want to contribute, I suggest you do. I ask you to. It's really a great cause. Over here, 626262, text LIVE. 626262, and become a partner. And hope Joe can tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for several years now. News Talk 96.5, KPEL, all of our sister stations here in the building. Every year we partner with St. Jude, and we want all of you listening to become partners in Hope with us. $19 a month. You text the word LIVE to 626262. They send you a link back. You can become a partner in Hope. $19 a month as a donation. That gets you a This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. You get a hoodie. And you get to be part of a miracle network that is St. Jude, with all the work they do, all the research they do, all of the treatment they do, and it's all open. It's anybody can benefit from the research. So St. Jude comes up with a treatment plan that helps, anywhere from extending someone's life with the cancer they have to even outright curing it or causing it to go into remission. That is that's something that's not just proprietary to St. Jude. They open up their books, so if somebody else has a similar case come into their hospital, they can call St. Jude and say, hey, we know you did work on this. What have you got? Your $19 a month goes towards that. It goes towards helping those families, the families of those kids that have this pediatric cancer. They don't pay a dime when they go to St. Jude does not make them pay a dime. Lodging, food, travel, the treatment, everything is covered by St. Jude.
It's a dynamite deal to give to. Now, Joe, you mentioned $19. Actually, they take any kind of donation, one-time donation, monthly donation. The $19 will get you a shirt and a hoodie.
Yeah.
That's where the $19 comes.
Right. And that's really what we're pushing. Because if you get the shirt, I've got a couple of these shirts now because I've been doing it for a little bit with Town Square here in Lafayette. But it's not just a shirt, but it's memorabilia. It's basically a reminder that you're helping do something really, really special in saving the lives of children.
Yeah, the other thing is St. Jude never charges families.
Right.
Anything.
Never. Not a dime.
And that's part of what this. Didn't you tell me yesterday that it was about $1 billion a year just to operate?
About $1 billion a year, an operation just to run everything St. Jude Children's Research Hospital does. About $1 billion a year. And they are so reliant on this donor money. So if you can't make the $19 a month, we understand. We know the economy's been tough, everything like that. When you think about it, $19 a month, that's like a third of going to the drive-through right now for a family of four.
Yeah.
That is a portion of what you might pay to take your family out once this month.
Yeah.
That might be one or two streaming services that you have that you may not watch stuff on all the time that you're subscribed to, but you never really, watch.
You can come up with $19 a month. That's not hard. That's all you're saying. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's not hard. Again, I understand that, the economy's been very tough. I mean, you've talked about it. I've talked about it. It's been a huge burden on us, and that's almost what makes it just as important now more than ever to talk to donate to St. Jude, because their dollars have to stretch further just like ours.
All right. It's real simple. Text 626262 LIVE.
Yes, the word LIVE to 626262. If you're not a texter, that's fine. 1-800-372-4999. But again, the easiest way to do it, text the word LIVE to 626262. They send you a link. You can pay with a credit card. It's compatible with Apple Pay. So if you've got that on your phone, you can do that right there. It's all easy to do. And you can become a partner in hope and help save lives.
All right. Joe Cunningham. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. We'll do it again later. I had David Kress on with us with CCA. and talking about the pogies. They're trying to push the boats further out to catch these pogies. Well, they had a hearing in front of Wildlife and Fishery. And, I got a lot of friends in the Wildlife and Fishery. I know a lot of agents. I know people work their butts off. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about the workers of the Wildlife and Fishery, but I got a lot of buddies. We worry about the Wildlife and Fishery and who heads up the Wildlife and Fishery and the crazy things that are done. I don't understand. This seems to be an easy case. These people have been asking for these people that fish for these pogies just to go out a little bit, about a mile, protect our coast. And we got people in the legislature who don't get it. And now the Wildlife and Fishery decides on whether to push this back and told a group that y'all go talk about it and y'all decide what to do. Y'all come up with a deal. And this is my opinion. And I hadn't talked to David since the ruling came out yesterday. They're going to give him 30 days, and then they're going to make a vote. And I would tell David I wouldn't bet on them making a vote. I'm just telling y'all, this is how politics is played in Louisiana. Everything got to be compromised. And compromise is why we last. A decision like that should be made. The legislature don't have the guts to make it. The Wildlife and Fishery apparently don't have the guts to make it either. Make a decision. What is the problem here? Either what the pogie boats are doing is good right up on the bank, or it's not. And by the way, this has been being talked about for years. What's 30 more days going to do? What's the compromise going to be? A half a mile, a quarter of a mile? The mile is about what other states do, if not further out. Yet, Wildlife and Fishery says, I wish Wildlife and Fishery did that when we got good grass in the lake. They would say, let's wait a little bit before we kill it all. That's been a big beef with the fishermen, man. Wildlife and Fishery finds a little grass in the lake, they kill it. And they kill it quick. And everybody knows grass is some of the better fish habitats you can have in a place. But boy, I'll tell you what you do. Don't ever tell a wildlife fisher you got grass somewhere in the water. So I don't understand this. Y'all go compromise. Y'all work it out. We don't want to make the decision. That tells me the decision, if the wildlife fishery, if it was me, and I'm not going to tell David what to do. If it was me, I'd say, look, I'm not compromising anything. This is what we need. And if the Wildlife and Fishery says, no, we're not doing anything, then let it be on them. If the Wildlife Fishery moves the pogie boats out of them out, then good. They made a good decision. But I wouldn't go back and forth. And, people like Cocktail Cousin told these people that, oh, no, we're going to get something done. We're going to get something done. That was last year. Didn't do anything because Cocktail doesn't come through with anything. That's his buddies that put money in his coffers. So I'm just telling y'all on this pogie situation, Wildlife Fishery should have made a decision. They don't need one more day. And if I'm David Croissant and the rest of them, I don't want to negotiate. Say, look, this is what we need. Y'all want to leave it like this, then leave it like this. Let it be on the heads of the Wildlife Fishery. By the way, this ain't you guys working out in the field. It's not secretaries. It's the people at the top that make these decisions. Man up. Man up and make the right decision. All right, we're going to take a break. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax Wealth Management Hotline. Psycho Bill. Yes, Psycho Bill back in the news. Throwing Trump down. I got a question for Psycho. Take a break. Be right back. When you're selling your home, one of the most important things you can even consider is, does that person really care about you? You think, oh, they're selling everybody's home. Nicole Spellman Group, they really care about you as a person. They want you to sell your home because you want to be stress-free on this thing. And you can't get there if you don't have somebody you have confidence in. Nicole Spellman takes away the stress of selling your home. You can say goodbye to the guesswork when it comes to selling your home if you go with Nicole Spellman Group. Why? They take the guesswork out of it. They have a system called a home value estimator. It's a game changer for sellers, no doubt about it. If you go to NicoleSpellmanGroup.com, right on the homepage under sellers, click on What's My Home Value? Enter your address and find out what your home is worth in 30 seconds. That's the value of using Nicole Spellman Group. You know, that's why I trust the number one team serving the entire state of Louisiana, the Nicole Spellman Group, to sell my home. Go online, NicoleSpellmanGroup.com, or just Google Nicole Spellman Group. When you think about how you'll spend your money in retirement, what comes to mind? Probably travel, sunny beaches, and spoiling your grandchildren. But a recent survey found that over 30% of every dollar a retiree spends goes to taxes. Baby boomers were told for years to save money in their IRAs and 401ks and pay taxes later. Well, now that day has arrived, and boomers are shocked to see a third of their money going back to Uncle Sam. John Blanchard and the Matthew James Financial Group can help. What if you could protect all or most of your retirement wealth from future tax rate increases? Achieve a zero or near zero effective tax rate for most of your retirement years. Find out more. 337-366-8366. Isn't it time you got a second opinion on your wealth and retirement outlook? Learn how you could potentially kick the IRS out of your IRA. 337-366-8366 and online at MatthewJames.com.
For many servicemen and women, the battle doesn't end when they come home. And I know, because I too struggle with the invisible wounds of service. Pups for Patriots and Sam literally changed my life. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or a traumatic brain injury, go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more about the Pups for Patriots Service Dog Program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
A message from American Humane.
The Angel of the Hour sponsor is
Community First Bank proudly supports St. Jude and all of the communities they serve. With 7 convenient locations and mobile banking, there's always a Community First Bank near you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Open Forum Friday, a day you can talk about what you want to talk about. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax Wealth Management Hotline. So I'm going to hold a psycho bill thing. I'll get to it probably in the second hour, but I got to bring this up. So Joe Biden, that's your president, now says at grocery stores, he's taking aim at grocery stores for ripping people off, aiming at continue high prices. Joe Biden, who helped lead the charge on printing of money, including the infrastructure bill that Psycho Bill voted for. Printing of money for this Green New Deal, causing everything to go up. You notice he's fussing at, listen, look, I've called on grocery stores. I've done advertising with grocery stores. Their margins are some of the smallest in the world. And he's blaming grocery stores for the high prices, not his printing of insanity money. President Biden remarks came during a speech in South Carolina, first in the nation done in South Carolina. Inflation's coming down. Really? Would somebody tell me when it gets down? Because it ain't coming down. It ain't expanding as bad as it was, but it's probably going to crank back up. As soon as the presidential race is over, it's going to crank back up. Inflation's coming down. It's now lower in America than any other major economy in the world. That ain't saying much because those economies are nothing compared to ours. He don't tell you that, though. The cost of eggs, milk, chicken, gas, some of the other essential items have come down. Really? I didn't realize that when I bought a loaf of bread for almost $4. But for all we've done to bring prices down, all Biden's done, there are still too many corporations in America ripping people off. Price gouging, junk fees, greed inflation, shrinkflation, the president continues. Folks, this guy's nuts. He is a sicko. This guy's policies have caused every bit of everything you watching out there in the price. Let me ask you a question. Why are the prices of electric vehicles coming down? They're skyrocketing. They're going to quit making them one day. They're going to have to. People can't even afford them. They're so damn high. The president said Americans are tired of being played for suckers by grocery stores across the United States. Folks, this guy's serious. Why ain't he blaming restaurants for their high prices then? I mean, this guy is absolutely a Looney Tune. He's nutting up. He's telling you it's the grocery store. It had nothing to do with printing all this money. Well, it's going to stop. America, we tired of being played for suckers. Folks, how much you want to bet inflation doesn't stop? And I'll be willing to go on the limb and say it's going to probably get a lot worse. And I have no problem saying that because I'm watching it. And I'm watching them continue to print money. And people are buying our debt. It's going to get worse when they don't buy our debt and we just start trying to do stupid things. It's unbelievable what this guy's causing. He's blaming it on grocery stores. And that's why we're going to keep these guys and keep on them and get their prices down. Sure, Joe. So the milk comes in 30 cents higher than what they had last time to sell, and they're going to lower their prices, Joe. They're going to lose money and go bankrupt for Joe Biden. Recent poll survey found 59% respondents felt very angry and anxious about what's going on with the grocery pricing and everything else. Folks, when he says inflation's coming down, it's coming down to what? If something was costing us $10 and now it's costing us $15 and then it goes to $15.50, that's not coming down, but the rate is slowed. Based on the data, Bureau of Labor Statistics, most Americans must have spent approximately $125.5 on groceries that would have previously cost $100 back in December of 2019. 25, 26, 24% increase. Joe Biden's blaming the grocery stores. The grocery stores probably work. I know somebody might say it's this or that. Grocery stores probably work on the smallest margins of any company or business out there. Joe Biden's blaming the grocery stores for something he and his liberal Democrats and the fake Republicans like Psycho Bill Cassidy keep voting for. By the way, join me at 11 to 12, Rusty Kluche. Rusty been a banker for 50-plus years. Been on a stock exchange. We're going to talk about money and business and all this stuff when we get back coming out at 11 o'clock hour. You don't want to miss it. Very informative. Take a break. Be right back. Scott McKay joins us when we get back. Hey, folks, my friend at Schumacher Homes dedicated to making sure the custom home building is within reach for everyone. Your custom-built home. And Schumacher Homes does a great job of building custom homes. They're going to provide you with a dedicated team of specialists who give you choices and tools necessary to create your home and your dream home. The new year is a perfect time, right now, perfect time to take the first steps toward realizing your dream home. Schedule your free, no-obligation design and pricing meeting today by calling or visiting SchumacherHomes.com, SchumacherHomes.com, celebrating over 3 decades of crafting affordable custom homes. Schumacher Homes has always made it their goal to make the home building journey enjoyable, simple, and hassle-free. They're going to provide a devoted team to build your home. They're going to keep you up to date. Any tricks in the armor, they're going to come right to you and say, hey, we got a problem. We got a situation. Schumacher Homes will make it like you want it. SchumacherHomes.com, and let the professionals give you a free, no-obligation design and pricing meeting right now. Folks, remember the name All Field Equipment, allfieldequipment.com. When I say All Field, that's ALL Field.com. All Field Equipment, founded in 2016 by my good friend, Mr. Bill Allen, with over 50 years' experience in the oil and gas industry. Hey, this is a great company to do business with. Whether it's production equipment, control valves, controller, glyco pumps, chemical pumps, chokes, Wilden pumps, Barton recorders, Allfield has new, rebuilt, and parts. Allfield handles some of the industry's top brands such as Norseal, Fisher, and Kimray. On the supply side, Allfield has anything from Q-tips to appliances to general Allfield supplies. Allfield is one of the largest suppliers of bottled water in the Gulf. And remember, Allfield never changes transportation. Like the name says, Allfield has it all, covering the Architects area and the Gulf of Mexico. Allfield Equipment, 337-837-1003, 337-837-1003. Hello, Acadiana.
This hour of the Moon Griffon Show is brought to you by 1% Lists Acadiana. Call Shannon LeBlanc today at 337-522-0682. Save on fees, not on service.
Hey, hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. What a day. What a day. It is Friday. All right, 844-766-6607, Matthew James, Tax Wealth Management Hotline. Scott McKay joins us, our friend at the Hayride. You need to check out the Hayride if you haven't done it. His latest article, We Should Give Thanks to Be Not to Be Governed by These People Anymore. Scott, I loved it. I read it. I loved it because it was so much on the money. And once again, you being honest about Sheikh Snyder, you being honest about Bill Edwards, you being honest about the media. It's an article I wish being honest about the police department in New Orleans. It's just well put together.
Well, thanks. I actually thought of you while I was writing it. it's like I bet Griffon would agree with this piece.
Oh yeah, 100% on the money. Well, talk a little bit about what you wrote about.
Well, I have noticed, really even before Landry's inauguration, going all the way back to October when he won, the level of caterwauling and tearing of shirts and screaming at the sky on the part of the left in the state and, the kind of legacy media people and all the rest of it, particularly like The Advocate, for example, who fell asleep for 8 years and didn't bother to do their job at all, where John Bel Edwards was concerned. And they soft-played all of the negative things that were happening in the state for 8 years. And there was tons of them, to such an extent that, I haven't compared the numbers, but my guess is the net out-migration problems that Louisiana's had over the last 8 years are probably worse than what happened in the 1980s.
Oh, I had to.
Which was
absolutely.
A devastating time. That was into the 1980s was when my folks left Louisiana.
Well, you know what makes it worse, Scott? Because everything around us, pretty much everything around us in the southern part of the country grew, and some of them by leaps and bounds, and we went the other way. We went the way of New York. We went the way of Illinois. We went the way of California. We went the way of the leftist blue states.
Well, and I've said this before, and it's not even really a theory of mine. This is fact. The worst thing that can happen if you're a state like Louisiana that won't get its act together. Okay, the worst thing that can happen is not if the national economy goes to hell, because at that point, Texas and Tennessee and Florida and the rest of them, they're also struggling, right? So there's no reason for anybody to pick up and leave Louisiana then. It's when the national economy takes off that you start having a real problem, because that's when the opportunities get so much better in these other places. Yeah. For example, somebody like Trump takes office and he cuts taxes and he gets rid of regulation and the national economy starts taking off. If you don't have your act together, your people are off. They're going to Tampa, they're going to Nashville, they're going to Houston. They're hitting the road because they can all make six figures someplace else. And they're struggling to make 60 or 70 here.
But Scott, is that not pretty much what happened when Trump took off? We kind of came behind them late, and so they said, hey, there's an opportunity maybe here, but I can get a better one somewhere else. That's kind of what already happened in a big-time way.
Well, that's right. And, I'm not going to sit here and tout Bobby Jindal, but for a time when Jindal was governor, you didn't really have the out-migration issue because there was a slight bit of economic growth going on in the state with some of the industrial construction and some of the things that he was doing. I don't think those were, sustainable because it largely, revolved around like tax incentives, ITEP, and things like that were basically giving people side deals against Louisiana's bad tax code that they didn't have the political will to fix. But you had a little something going on. And then when Edwards came in office, he destroyed all of those incentives, and the out-migration was just, it was just an absolute free fall for 8 years. And nobody said a word about it while he was governor. It wasn't until the election cycle last year that the mainstream media in the state noticed the outmigration at all, and even then they soft-soaped it. And so these guys are running around acting like, all the changes that Landry's going to make are devastating. And I singled out one idiot out of New Orleans who, has like Twitter diarrhea and can't stop posting things. But there's a zillion of these people who are actually running around screaming that crime is down in New Orleans, and so Jeff Landry is trying to attack a problem that doesn't exist.
Oh, my God.
With bringing the state police in and trying to get around this stupid consent decree that has been so devastating for law and order in the city, and all of this. And they're actually trying to spread this idea that, the murder rate is down 20% in New Orleans. And it's like, well, yeah, I guess because the gangbangers who could shoot straight have all done each other in.
Yeah, by the way, I laughed at that because you put in an article that, they couldn't shoot as straight as they were the last year or two.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bad marksmen are the ones that are surviving because they don't hit vital organs.
Yeah. By the way, I want to touch one other
Yeah.
thing that you said that goes along with everything that you are talking about. I went back and looked at the census. The numbers are there. The census goes from 2011 to 2020. That's 10 years. Okay. If you look at 2011 to 2015, you are correct. Our numbers of people leaving the state slowed down significantly. They were slowing down. You go take 2016 to 2020, which is the second half of the census, and you go look at the out-migration, they started running out of here, and it's been picked up even more than that in 21, 22, and probably 23. And so all the years Bell was in office, that's when we had the worst out-migration. So when Jindal was there, I don't care what anybody says, and I wasn't a big Jindal guy, you know that. But when Jindal was there, it wasn't as bad as this guy. This guy hurt us, yet the media focused on Jindal, not on this guy.
Well, there's this perception that because Jindal didn't grow state government at this massive rate, that somehow he was destroying Louisiana. And that's an old school Huey Long type mentality that, that the state should be judged by the performance and the prosperity of the state bureaucracy. And that's a mentality that pervades the legacy media in Louisiana completely. And one of the challenges that Jeff Landry and his people are going to have to meet is to disabuse people of the notion that Louisiana is the sum total of the bureaucrats that emanate out of the capital. Like that desperately needs, because no other state in the South thinks that way. We have this idea that, as LSU goes, so goes the state. Well, look, I'm an LSU guy. I can't stop watching the basketball team as awful as they are. All right. But, LSU is not the sum total of Louisiana's performance as a state.
By the way, can I back that up with you? I had a lawyer, big Tom Edwards lawyer, served as the head of one of the boards. He was in this office, not in the studio, but in the office. And he introduced himself to me. We met, and he had the audacity to ask me, what do you think about Edwards? And we got into it. And one of the things that came out of his mouth is that I know Louisiana's doing great is because LSU is doing great. And that's what I based everything on. I said, what the hell are you talking about? You can't base everything on LSU. I'm not cutting LSU. I watch everything LSU plays. Girls basketball, everything. I watch it all. But what I'm telling you is the whole state is not based on what LSU does. How LSU feels?
That's exactly right. And look, I've actually said that. I mean, I remember telling Vitter's people this stuff going all the way back in 2015. That at the time everybody wanted to get rid of Les Miles, and Vitter should have taken a position on that. Right? I said, no, we're going to go hire the best coach in the country to take over LSU football, because there is that mentality. Like if LSU's winning national championships in football, the state's got to be doing well. And that, and I think part of that emanates from you got folks out on the hustings who don't really have much expectation that state government can do things like have a tax climate that brings in business or pave the roads so that they stay paved or, those kinds of things. But at the very minimum, you can give the state a college football program that's good, right? Because they think that that's the bare minimum, right? And that's been largely encouraged by this old school crowd that, it's a bread and circuses thing.
Well, the thing about it is I'm like you with LSU. You can pull for them. They're going to do great regardless. Anyway, let me take a break. Scott McKay, my special guest. From the humbling beginning, Dino Hardwoods is striving to provide superior service and quality products for their customers. Hey, I know Charles Altman. He does a great job. If you're looking for lumber, Dino Hardwood stocks a large selection of domestic and import hardwood lumber and cypress. You ought to see that stuff. Exotic lumber, they got that as well. Trust in Dino Hardwoods when it comes to your exotic lumber needs right now. Molding, plywood, paint, and L products, they are ready for you. They got 3 great locations. The corporate office is right here in Broussard, Louisiana. There's an office in Shreveport on 2801 Valley View Drive and one in Tyler, Texas, 12492 Highway 155 North. Hey, if you're looking for something different and something new and somebody who will service you, it's Dino Hardwoods. I'm telling you, don't forget Dino Hardwoods. DinoHardwoods.com, DinoHardwoods.com. Great locations. They can service you. They can deliver. DinoHardwoods.com. Check out this great Louisiana company. Oh, man, I love me some Superior Grill. Superior Grill, the best Mexican food in the state of Louisiana, bar none, baby. They are the best, and you're going to love them, too. They got great drinks and food, and the atmosphere is second to none. They know what they're doing. They know how to serve. Hey, folks, you do know they cater. They do cater. Superior Grill, located in New Orleans, Shreveport, and Baton Rouge, Lafayette right around the corner. You're going to love Superior Grill. You're going to love the atmosphere. You're going to love the taste. They can handle anything you got. Folks, they got happy hours. They really serve the people. And you're going to love Superior Grill. I love it. You're going to love it. I cannot wait to go to Superior Grill. I've been going to Superior Grill now for 29 years. Let me tell you, I know all about Superior Grill. And I want good Mexican food. I'm going to Superior Grill. I want to see you there. We're going to have a blast.
The Angel of the Hour sponsor is
Community First Bank proudly supports St. Jude and all of the communities they serve. With 7 convenient locations and mobile banking, there's always a Community First Bank near you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Matthew James, Tax Wealth Management Hotline. Scott McKay, the Hayrod, my special guest. Scott, and I'm glad you brought up the census stuff. One of the things I enjoyed the article the most, I can't help it, is the part where you talked about Tanner Bad News Bear McGee, Big Mouth Bad News Bear McGee, who's now taking shots at the Republicans, a guy who voted for every big budget he could possibly find, every penny he could spend, taking a shot at the deal. So you got to bring that up. That was just too good to listen to about McGee.
Yeah, well, he's whining about the excess money that's going to have to be spent doing party primaries in the state. And, somehow this is a budget buster if it's going to cost $13 million a year, which I don't think it's in particularly strong evidence that it's going to cost anywhere near that much. But, and he said something along the lines of, this is the biggest additional expense or the biggest expansion of government in 8 years. And, that's such a patent untruth. It's just such a ridiculous lie as to call into question the guy's sanity, to say something like that. Because, I mean, with the 8 years that he was in office as a state representative coincided with John Bel Edwards' 8 years. And, the state budget basically doubled over that time. So I don't know what he's talking about. I've always said that, look, I mean, if you go to party primaries and it produces a political class that looks a little bit more like, say, Tennessee than it does in Louisiana, that's the best money you could spend by getting people who have some principle and are willing to act on it in office. I mean, that's going to reap so much benefit in the way of, the sound economic policy, sound tax policy, and all of these other things. And it gets rid of a lot of the used car salesmen who, basically win popularity contests in legislative and other elections. Now, of course, we couldn't get the legislature included as part of this party primary thing, and so the job isn't over. And people like Tanner McGee are the ones that are going to fight against that the loudest, because they know that they have no choice or no chance of winning a Republican primary. When it's Republican voters who sniff out rhinos much more effectively than the general public can.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. Well, I mean, McGee's balking now, but where was he for good government when he was a pro-Tem guy? And let's just be blunt. This guy was all over the place. He goes up there and bombs somebody like Representative Dodie Horton. But, by the way, do you know Dodie Horton won by 60-40? She crushed the chump with the rump. And Tanner McGee went up there specifically targeting her. And he's out there running his fat mouth over any, he wouldn't come on his program. He sent somebody, I wish Moon would let me come. Why didn't he come on when he was elected official? I don't want him now. He's a zero burger far as I'm concerned.
Well,
and I'm being nice.
I would point out that Dodie won by the same margin running for re-election as state rep that Tanner lost by when he ran for judge.
Yeah, but let me tell you, you would have to exaggerate. Because Dodie won 60-40. Tanner lost 62-38. So it's a 4-point. When Tanner McGee ran for judge, he got smoked like smoke.
I'm rounding down, but you're correct. I'm spotting him a couple percent.
Yeah, I know. You being nicer than I am.
He didn't run for his third term in the legislature because, he knew that it wasn't going to work out well for him. Yeah. And I put this down in the piece. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who really doesn't have much room to talk about Jeff Landry or the new people in the legislature or the Freedom Caucus or whoever it is that he wants to complain about. Tanner McGee got an opportunity to really make something of himself politically. He was put in charge of the investigative committee that was looking into the Ronald Greene case, which is something that should have been a bipartisan effort to get to the bottom of one of the most disgraceful things that's happened in Louisiana in a very long time, okay, which was this guy getting beaten to death on a roadside in North Louisiana and it being covered up for the specific purpose of fooling black voters into coming out for John Bel Edwards in 2019.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Somebody ought to write a book about this thing. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. But, this is, first of all, it's the case that Black Lives Matter has been looking for since 2012. All right. And when it comes along, they don't bother touching it, which tells you everything you need to know about Black Lives Matter. Yep. And here's Tanner McGee, who actually has black Democrats with him that want to do something about this. And he has a couple of people come testify in front of this committee, and then he takes a powder and he says it's too hard and he doesn't have time to go and do this thing. Okay, so in other words, essentially Tanner McGee was the instrument of completing the cover-up of the Ronald Greene case.
Yeah, but when you say that
and
that whole thing they were doing was just to show how tough they were, and it was coming up on election year, and they wanted to show that they're in it, and they're not letting Bel Edwards get away with it. But deep down, none of that was true. It was all nothing but perception and show.
Well, fundamentally, put it this way: functionally, that's how it happened. Whether that's what they intended or not doesn't matter because you didn't produce any results.
But they didn't really try.
Scott,
they didn't try.
Well,
Would you be honest with me? They didn't really try.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with that. What I'm saying is, even if you did try, you still failed, and it's still not acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, we're not giving out participation trophies here. You're supposed to drive results if you're gonna hold public office, and they didn't. And the fact that I think you make an excellent argument that they didn't try. There were lots of things that they could have done, and they didn't. So Tanner McGee is a guy who really shouldn't be involved in the public policy conversation again. Okay, I mean, this is somebody who failed. This is somebody who is a very good example of what not to do. All right, and he's going to run around and he's going to ankle bite on Jeff Landry, going forward. And what this is, you want to talk about pettiness. What this really is, Landry's political consultant was the guy who ran the campaign for the judge that beat the living hell out of Tanner McGee in that election. And so that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
All right, he's trying to get revenge on, Team Landry for this. Which, okay, take your best shot, but here's the problem. You don't have any credibility.
Yeah.
Nobody cares what you think anymore.
Scott, I got to go. I think you ended it nicely. Nobody cares what Bad News Bear thinks. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right,
See you soon.
We'll be back. Don't go nowhere. Line One is a business telecom provider. Line One specializes in cloud-based communication with superior customer service. If you're frustrated with phone bills you can't understand, endless hold time to customer support, and phone system that is not meeting your needs, then you need to go to Line.1 and schedule a free consultation to advance your business phone system. Line One, technology with a human touch. Go to Line.1 and tell them Moon sent you. Again, that is Line.1.
A show that's not immune to facts. The Dan Bongino Show here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
The Angel of the Hour sponsor is
Community First Bank proudly supports St. Jude and all of the communities they serve. With 7 convenient locations and mobile banking, there's always a Community First Bank near you. Member FDIC.
News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Breaux Bridge, Lafayette, a Town Square media station, broadcasting from the Matthew James Financial Studio.
America's economy is the strongest in the world. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden said that in a statement, and also that today we got more proof, reacting to a way better than expected jobs report.
There were 353,000 new jobs created last month, nearly twice the number forecast by economists.
And 20,000 more than December's hiring. It was revised way up. But Fox's Jenny Casola also reports in another government survey
the unemployment rate remained the same at 3.7%. The labor force participation rate remained at 62.5%, the same as December.
Next hour. The remains of 3 American soldiers killed in that attack on a U.S. base in Jordan will arrive at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware in flag-draped caskets.
President Biden is not expected to speak during that solemn ritual to honor Sergeants William Rivers, Kennedy Sanders, and Breonna Moffett, all from Georgia. They were all part of the same company of Army engineers based in Fort Moore.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. We may get as soon as today details of the bipartisan border security compromise being worked out in the Senate, trying to stop record illegal immigration. It's unclear if House Republicans would support it. Former President Trump does not, telling Fox,
I don't think there's anything you can do that's worse than a bad immigration deal, and they're doing a bad deal.
You're better off not having a deal than having a bad deal. And that's what they're negotiating.
That's from a Trump interview with Maria Bartiromo that will air on the Fox Sunday Morning Futures show. The district attorney in Georgia who will put the former president on trial on 2020 election-related charges is under even more scrutiny. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan has subpoenaed Fani Willis, wanting her to provide documents after whistleblower allegations that her office misused federal funding for at-risk youth, spending it instead on computers and a swag and travel. Willis also facing allegations she calls racially motivated, that she had an improper romantic relationship with the special prosecutor she's hired for the Trump case. America's listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4.
Court-appointed special advocates, or CASA, are specially trained volunteers that help secure safe homes for abused and neglected children. Don't let these innocent victims slip through the cracks of our complicated legal system. Get involved today. Call CASA at 268-5111. This nonprofit organization moment brought to you by News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the LHSAA and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
New pet dreams.
Will he catch frisbees?
Will she be friendly?
Will he chase balls?
And lifelong wishes. Will they be healthy? Start with regular veterinary exams. Call your veterinarian today. A message from your local veterinarians.
The Angel of the Hour sponsor is
Southern Louisiana-style cuisine with adventurous flavors and unique biscuit combinations. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get $10 off takeout biscuits on Tuesdays. Parish Biscuit Company, located on Coolidge Street in the Oil Center.
The views expressed in the following show are those of the hosts or hosts only. They do not represent News Talk 96.5 KPEL or Town Square Media.
Welcome back. Moon Fawn Show. Great to have you with us as we rock and roll on another day. It is Friday, Open Forum Friday. 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax Wealth Management Hotline. We got Mr. Tim Metcalf joining us a little bit early, but woo, you outdid yourself this time. It's always good. And, by the way, it's the St. Jude Radiothon going on. So
that's kind of like our anniversary. That's how we kind of met.
It was.
Yeah.
You say we anniversary, your wife's sitting right there. I'm worried about you, brother. Am I going to get some of the presents that she got?
Look, 40 years, she's put up 40 years plus. She's used to it by now.
Yeah, I know. She would probably welcome me to take you away. All right, Tim. No, I think it was at the radio. Anyway, they're doing that, and they're bringing so much food. And somebody said, "Who's at the door?" I said, "Well, it's Praise Y'all, it's Metcalf." And I went, Some more food? This ain't for y'all. This for me. Right. So anyway, I'm going to try to let you explain all this because I got a little bit. And this stuff right here, like, it's like off the chart.
Yeah, that's a new dish, the monthly special.
You got to explain this to people what I'm eating.
With. It's like Cajun fried rice with fried catfish on there with a Ronan sauce on top.
How about these shrimp in there?
Full of shrimp, full of Delcom shrimp. It's got the stir fry stuff, your vegetables, your shrimp. It's good. Golly,
it's got to tell you what now.
I might have to take something to go with it.
You can't have none of my food. No, you need to try some. They've been bringing. We won't get a bunch of people, and you better. This is really good.
Good. It looks great. Yeah. Boudin flatbread, of course. If I can't do flatbread, what can I do?
Yeah, but you'd have to quit the restaurant.
That's something we brought. That's right. I'd have to get out. The Delcom fried shrimp platter. When we put a pound of shrimp on that thing.
That's a lot of shrimp.
That's basically all you can eat shrimp. At a fair.
All you can eat and all you can take home.
Well, right.
That's really, but those are delicious too. Got a few hush puppies and French fries.
Yep.
Now I hadn't touched the gumbo. I don't know which one he brought.
Seafood.
See, you didn't bring seafood.
Seafood.
Put that back in the wrap.
That's our number one seller. Number one seller is the seafood gumbo.
We've eaten that.
Which surprised me. I thought for sure chicken and sausage would be nothing, but our seafood. Our gumbos are good. Man.
I am no, we eat that a lot. And if you don't eat it for a meal, you eat it as an appetizer.
Right.
It's kind of a combination.
Every person I bring to the restaurant, so you got to have a cup of gumbo. You have to.
How does Mardi Gras work out with y'all? I know y'all fit in with some of the plans of the people.
Good people coming and going. People coming into Lafayette on the interstate system from out of town, in and out at Parade Jean is really good. Surprisingly, Dino's Bertrand's a little bit slower.
That's right where the parade's at.
People are right at the parades. It's easy in and easy out, but people, they don't want to get that close. If you're not doing Mardi Gras, you don't get that close. South is really busy because they get all the customers that don't want to go to Bertrand. If I spend a bunch of money, you say, hey, man, Bertrand's not busy and come, and then we get busy, I'll be making a liar out of myself.
Well, you never know.
Never know.
It only takes a group of people. And a group of people at Mardi Gras could be 50 real quick. Just say, hey.
Unload a float. They right there at Cajun Field. They could come off.
They can walk.
Right. Exactly.
That makes it kind of easy.
It does.
Well, I always like to ask you how Henderson is doing.
Henderson's good. We think it's going to be more of a summer, when people get out there fishing and
once you get where the water's low enough, it gets warm.
Yeah.
That place booms all the way it gets cold.
Exactly. So, but we're pleased with the sales out there. Our team's doing a good product out there. Zero complaints.
I like to say you need to let people know in that area that you're sitting there. And number two is I know they have that big water park or whatever they got across the way. All that's right by you.
Right.
At the Dino's Express. So it's easy for them to stand there and say, hey, let's get something
easy
different.
And easy out.
Yeah.
A daiquiri and a pizza. And if you're going to go to the campground, get a take and bake pizza and a gallon of daiquiris. And you won't have to drive after that. You're
Sound
good.
like somebody
good.
Full and happy.
Happy. Right.
It's all good. Parade Jean's coach, two great locations. We were there Friday night, and I loved it because it was, it's been so hot, cold. They had air conditioning. I was sitting when the air blew on me. But I was leaning up, and the lady that was sitting behind me, we had a group of us, and she was, oh, it's cold. I said, that's because I'm leaning up. That air's hit me. I said, if this was July through October, I said, I'd want to sit right here when that air hit me. It was cool. And she was like, well, move back. You're freezing me out. It was kind of good. I said, oh, shut up and eat something hot. And the band that was there, because I know y'all having bands there.
Right.
Like on a weekend, the band was awesome. Matter of fact, the band, you had a lot of people in the rest of the restaurant, but the band part, I don't think they had a table that you could sit in.
Yeah.
The band was really good.
Friday, I don't know who it was, but
they asked me to
do a good job bringing.
They asked me to quit singing while I was.
We have the Michaud brothers every Sunday brunch. You're not going to get any more Cajun than that.
Yeah, I had everybody at the table asked me to quit singing the song. So I don't know what that meant.
We'll put you on stage if you want. That's not a problem. We can do that.
Tim Younger, I might have drank a few. I might have got up there, but now I don't.
Not anymore.
I don't know if I got smarter or I just don't drink as much.
I see a friend sent a present.
That's for you.
So, yeah.
They said, make sure you remind people.
The Bead King. So,
yeah.
Yes, he's
been dogging you out.
He been calling me. He said, if I don't say that all of our restaurants are Bead King approved, he's gonna cut me off. So
he gave me that to give to you to remind you. Go ahead.
So,
no what?
no tomatoes in the gumbo, though. No tomato. He's a tomato gumbo guy. He's New Orleans. What can I say?
I got to tell you, you're going to look at me funny, and I can cook gumbo. And if I don't put a can of Rotel tomatoes in it, I don't cook it. And everybody, look, your wife is about to punch me. She might not even talk to me anymore.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I've always, look, she's picking up the gumbo.
It's a different.
No, but I'm seriously.
No, it's different.
I grew up in Plaquemine, which is not too far to Baton Rouge.
Closer
My
to
daddy
New Orleans,
always used it. So when I went to North Louisiana when I was 18, I kept using it, and I still use it today. And I'll tell you what, if you ate it, I bet you wouldn't know it was in there. Because my bride makes me take it and put it through a processor, and it cups down to nothing, and it cooks and you don't know it's in there. You will never. Walker, did you eat the gumbo? Is it good? I want you to tell these people that it's good.
No. It's just not. We're simply.
I never said it was Cajun gumbo.
That's right.
Now.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. We're simply Cajun, so we just.
Yeah, I never said I was a Cajun
you
gumbo.
walk into
cooker.
our gumbo room, there's a big sign right on the door that says absolutely no tomatoes allowed.
Yeah, no, I've been in there in the gumbo pots we can go swimming in.
Yeah.
Y'all must take that to your house and have kind of a sauna party because that thing's big.
If you need a hot tub, let me know. I got you.
All right, Tim, dinospizza.com, PraiseDrones.com, find out everything they need to know.
5 locations, 3 Dinos, 2 Praise Drones.
And 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
So party, catering, pickups, all that stuff.
Got it all.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. The food is great as usual. I didn't get to finish eating, but my break's in about 4 or 5 minutes, and I will. But I'm going to let y'all go because I got to get Joe in here.
All right.
Thank y'all. Karen, always good to see you. Matt, great seeing you too, brother. Tim got his doll. Okay, I just want to make sure he got his doll. He took his doll out of it. No, I didn't want it. Me and Walker was sitting there and said, what you going to do else? I'm giving it to Tim. All right. Y'all have a good one. All right. Joe, you sitting out there? Okay, thank you. All right, Joe was supposed to be in here. But anyway, 844-766-6607 is the number if you'd like to be part of the program. Somebody wrote me, says, Moon, this is out of the Baton Rouge area. It's a teacher in Louisiana. I can tell you the brain drain's real. 2 of my friends landed teaching jobs, one in Denver and one in Nashville. They left over the Christmas holidays. Huge loss to the state and public education, ages 30 and 32. And I appreciate you writing this. I get these all the time. They break my heart. They're leaving because the business climate or the money climate or something is just so much better than us. Nashville, I think when I was there, they said they had 10 families a day moving in Nashville. We don't have anything like Nashville. 10 a day. So we got a determination. If the media and the good old boy network's going to keep telling y'all this is the way we always done it, we're not going to change anything. I mean, we're talking about brain drain and teacher brain drain. And why? Well, we know why. My gut feeling is if these teachers were married, and I didn't ask the person, did their husband or wives get jobs, or were they the husband or were they the wives? Maybe they left for another reason as well. Joe Cunningham back in for the break. We are having a St. Jude Radiothon. We want y'all all to contribute, ask you to contribute. It is a big deal. Joe, tell them a little bit more about it. Why I enjoy these groceries.
They are good groceries. That flatbread is
yeah.
That was a terrible thing for me to try, and not because it was bad, but because it was too good. There's still half left.
Like a potato chip, you can have just one.
Yeah. So it is our St. Jude Radiothon. The good news is we just got word a little while ago we've crossed the $100,000 mark, nearing the $125,000 mark in terms of support this year, which is fantastic. We've got a goal here in our market. We're trying to hit 250,000. So we need a big push here.
You're
in the
only halfway
midday.
home with the rest of the day.
Yeah. So we need a big push here for the remainder of the day between now and this evening. So if you want to be a donor, if you want to be a partner in Hope with St. Jude, we're asking that you text the word LIVE, L-I-V-E, to 626262. And they will send you a link back. You can tap on that link and you can sign up to be a donor. Now, if you donate $19 a month or more, you get a This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt, a St. Jude hoodie, and you get to understand that you are making a big contribution to families in need. St. Jude provides so much great work, and the families of the kids who have this pediatric cancer, whatever form of cancer they have, they don't pay a dime. St. Jude covers every expense, from travel to lodgings to food to the actual treatment itself. St. Jude covers all of the costs. And so that's why we're asking for, whatever you can afford, be it $5 a month, $10, but that $19 more, you get that memorabilia, but and that memorabilia, those shirts, it's not just a shirt, it's not just great fashion, but it's also a reminder that you are making a powerful impact in the lives of a child with cancer, their family, and not just those who are served by St. Jude, but anybody who suffers from cancer, who's a patient of cancer, because St. Jude's research benefits everybody. Their books are open. They share all their information at no cost to anybody else.
And one of the cool things about them, too, is that these families go to St. Jude, and they cover all your costs. You where to stay, eat, everything.
Yeah.
You go basically free now. The rest of it costs, maybe not out of your pocket, but out of somebody's pocket. Yeah. And the good news is it's out of generosity of the people in Louisiana and American people in general, but the people in Louisiana.
And that's one of the things, we've seen it all the time here in Louisiana. The people of Louisiana are so nice, so generous. We are very much a community-oriented state. And so to be able to help out, I don't know if most people know this, but we have a ton of folks here in the Acadiana area and throughout the state who are patients of St. Jude or have been patients of St. Jude. If you go visit the campus, you'll see Louisiana license plates, Louisiana bumper stickers.
All the time. All the time. All right, so it's real simple. Text LIVE 626262. The links are easy to follow.
Yes.
And you can do your giving right there.
Exactly.
No doubt about it. All right, Joe. Appreciate it. We'll do it again later. All right. 844-766-6607. Got to take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Line One is a business telecom provider. Line One specializes in cloud-based communication with superior customer service. If you're frustrated with phone bills you can't understand, endless hold time to customer support, and phone system that is not meeting your needs, then you need to go to Line.1 and schedule a free consultation to advance your business phone system. Line One, technology with a human touch. Go to Line.1 and tell them Moon sent you. Again, that is Line.1. Oh, Shucks, you've been hearing me brag about Shucks. Been going there for many, many years. Shucks does a great job. If you like seafood, you got to go to Shucks in Abbeville. I'm telling you right now, there's shrimp, there's oysters, there's fish, all fresh every day right off the boat. So if you want something fresh and you want fresh seafood, you got to go to Shucks. Don't forget, if you're having a party, call Shucks. Let them cater the event for you, or you can go pick it up. Shucks, they're waiting on you. If you want a great time and you want great food, you got to go to Shucks in Abbeville. Shucks, oh, they're good. Folks, I want to tell you about one of my new advertisers, Adapt Concepts AC Service Repairs. Oh, serving all of Acadiana, surrounding areas, and the Gulf of Mexico for over 6 years. Full-service AC and heating company, repairs, installation, and preventive maintenance, which is very, very important. Installation service, professional quality services, focus on creating value for you. Terms of certified technician, 24/7 customer service, and free consultation. I'm talking Adapt Concepts, AC Service Repairs. You want the professionals, you want the best, this is them. Purchase a qualified, high-efficient system for maintenance, plus get a free 12-year parts and labor warranty. Wow, don't you want to know about that? Call them at 337-408-8202. That's 337-408-8202. Or go to the website, adapt-ac.com. That's adapt-ac.com.
The Angel of the Hour sponsor is
Southern Louisiana-style cuisine with adventurous flavors and unique biscuit combinations. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get $10 off takeout biscuits on Tuesdays. Parish Biscuit Company, located on Coolidge Street in the Oil Center.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. What a day. What a day. Open Forum Friday. If you want to talk about anything we've been talking about the whole week. I mean, the Blue Cross Blue Shield deal scares a lot of people. I did get contacted from a gentleman I'm not going to mention his name. He seems to think he has a lot more inside scoop on what's really going on. I hadn't got back to him yet, but I am because I want to hear more. He says stop the sale. Everybody with sense, common sense that are watching this are all saying stop the sale. I just can't believe Tim Temple is going to want this on his early resume. And this is what I mean by that. So let's say Tim does it. Tim Temple goes along, pushes along the sale of Blue Cross Blue Shield. We're going to have really 3.5, 4 years to really see how bad it was. And, Tim, I know how people, when they run for office, they want to run for the next, they want to run again or run for another office before they get finished. As soon as they sworn into the office they got. And they made a big deal about, about high insurance, we can lower the rates and all that kind of stuff. But to you and me, like me, the way I'm set up, folks, and I'm set up like a lot of other people, I have no choice in healthcare. And, I've looked at Medishare. Medishare is a good thing. I like Blue Cross Blue Shield. I think even though my premium's outrageous, it's not their fault. It's Barack Obama's fault. I know whose fault it is. But I like them, and I think they provided really good service through the years. And then you look at this Elevance, and you look at their history, and you're not really impressed. But let's be blunt here. There's a reason why Elevance wants to pay you. My fee would be $3,000. There's a reason they want to pay board members. There's a reason they want to pay them, because they can't make the sale on the merit. They want to give the governor somebody at the table. They want to give Tim Temple at the table. They come up with every angle they could possibly get to make this sale possible. But they can't apparently sell it just head up without buying people. I don't care what you say. This is Louisiana. Elevance probably looked at Louisiana, and the first thing they said, man, you can buy people down there. I know you can buy people in 50 states. I'm not stupid. But down here where when somebody throws a dollar by, somebody gets excited and does what they need. It's unbelievable. By the way, this is about right. Julie O'Donoghue is reporting Terry Alario, nephew of former Senate President, House Speaker John Alario, will run the state's Capitol new security team if confirmed. John Alario's nephew will get to be head of Capitol Security. I may never get to walk into Capitol again. You see what happens? Same old system, same old people, just flooded around. This is the office that Blank Page Cortez and that was so downbeaten, worried about the security. I've been to the Capitol the last few years. I thought the security was pretty good getting in and out. Terry Alario, nephew of former Senate President, House Speaker John Alario, will run the Capitol's new security team if confirmed. It doesn't stop. Same old crap. Same people, family members. Don't change nothing in Louisiana. It's nothing broke here. Everybody's got it just like they want it. John Alario, still haunting Louisiana, one family member or one close friend at a time. That's pathetic. Take a break. Be right back. Folks, you hear me brag about a new advertisement. South Star Urgent Care is the name you need to know. Listen, you look up, you're in the middle of the night, you're looking, God, where do we go? South Star Urgent Care. They open on weekends, they open at night, they can get you taken care of. If you're sick, if you're feeling bad, Maybe you coughing, dehydrated, fever, flu, fracture. South Star Urgent Care wants to service you, and they're going to treat you like you want to be treated. They're going to get you in, get you out. You're not going to sit in a dark waiting room for a bunch of times. South Star Urgent Care. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. You know, you can register before you go and set your appointment. Hey, it's really cool. These folks at South Star greet you with a genuine smile and make you feel very comfortable. Folks, you're looking for the perfect urgent care? It's South Star Urgent Care. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. South Star Urgent Care. It's the urgent care you need. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. Oh, man, I love me some Superior Grill. Superior Grill, the best Mexican food in the state of Louisiana, bar none, baby. They are the best, and you're going to love them, too. They got great drinks and food, and the atmosphere is second to none. They know what they're doing. They know how to serve. Hey, folks, you do know they cater. They do cater. Superior Grill, located in New Orleans, Shreveport, and Baton Rouge, Lafayette right around the corner. You're going to love Superior Grill. You're going to love the atmosphere. You're going to love the taste. They can handle anything you got. Folks, they got happy hours. They really serve the people. And you're going to love Superior Grill. I love it. You're going to love it. I cannot wait to go to Superior Grill. I've been going to Superior Grill now for 29 years. Let me tell you, I know all about Superior Grill. And I want good Mexican food. I'm going to Superior Grill. I want to see you there. We're going to have a blast.
Mike here from Reba. Hi, I'm Dale Brown, best-selling techno-thriller author. I'm also a mission pilot and squadron commander in the Civil Air Patrol. The members of the Civil Air Patrol are volunteer professionals who serve their communities and their nation every day with emergency services, aerospace education, and cadet programs. We train hard, we fly hard, and we get the job done for America. Join the Civil Air Patrol. Visit www.gocivilairpatrol.com and let's go flying.
Hey parents, you don't need the latest gizmo, slang, or clothes to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
This hour brought to you by Matthew James Tax and Wealth Management. Online at MatthewJames.com.
Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. It is Friday. Hump Day. Not Hump Day. The best day, most people think, because it's weekend. I think Monday's the best day. Got a whole week to get it right. Anyway, 844-766-6607. Matthew James Tax Wealth Management Hotline, if you'd like to be part of the program. Your opportunity to be a voice. Just your I know, folks, some of you people think, well, I'm hard on John Hilario, but man, when I see bad leadership that kept us in bad positions for so long, and I've always made the joke that if Francis Thompson and John Hilario would just have half their family members would quit working for the state, we could lower state workers probably 50%. But it also tells me that I don't know what's going to change when I see Hilario with his new security detail. I'm trying to figure out how much money is this security detail going to cost us. You realize you already have security at the Capitol. I cannot go through the Capitol without running everything I got like an airport through me. I got to go just like I would at an airport. This is Blank Page Cortez's idea. I wonder who he's going to be representing that made money on this. I didn't think it was a good idea when they had that. I mean, there's no fighting going on at the Capitol. Ain't nothing happening at the Capitol. The elected officials go there to make deals and cut deals with their buddies and make money. The lobbyists show up and they got the money. And then everything's based on how much money somebody's going to get or their friends are going to get or what projects they're going to get. What's changed? And Hilario, I don't know Terry Alario. Wouldn't know Terry Alario if he walked in this building. If he walked in this room right now, I wouldn't know what he looked like. Might be the most honest, best man God ever put on this earth outside of Jesus Christ. But it's funny how we just refilter these names. You know, Brett Allen ain't the senator no more, but Sonny Boy is. Oh, wait, I know Rob. I met Robert. Good guy. You know? And we just take these names and we just float them out there. Big John wants his nephew to have a job. He got a job. Big John wants anybody to have a job in state government. All you got to do is pick up his phone because, you know, he led this state so well as Senate President and Speaker of the House. Still shake my head at the people who think John Alario was some kind of God that led us to prosperity. Yet his son gets to one of these. Hey, folks, I don't know. I bet you can find it. I'm not going to look it up. I bet you anything under the sun that Terry Alario, if he's the new Capitol security team to run it, I bet you it's six figures. Anybody want to take a bet on that? Anybody want to bet me? I think Terry Alario, will you tell me he's not going to have a job that's at least six figures? With retirement. Was he already working in government? My gut feeling is he was already working in government. Don't know that. Just taking a wild guess that he was already in government. John Alario calls and picks up the phone. By the way, Julie O'Donohue's not that right on much. She's right on this. Some things seems the same though. Alario, lawmakers pick AG security director on Capitol Police Chief too. That's who they did. So lawmakers. Now I'm gonna have to go pull a story to find out who the lawmaker was. Who's the lawmakers that put John Alario's John Alario's nephew in charge of this. It's in there. I just got to go find it. It's somebody makes a good someone's brother-in-law at the Capitol must have started a security firm. Yes, I'd like to know who's in charge of that too. Great point. But there's somebody there. Ain't no doubt about it. I know, Moon, you worry about nothing. I know, folks. I'm the one wrong. These lawmakers are so much right and so much smarter than everybody. Just don't understand why we don't ever move forward if they so much smarter than everybody. Anybody ever try to figure that out? If they're so smart, why don't we move forward? I'm just asking the question. John Alario's nephew. Man, I hope he's running out of family members. I hope him and Francis Defeat Thompson will run out of family members soon. If they don't run out of family members soon, we're gonna have so many state employees. We're not gonna even know what to. We're not gonna know what to do. We're gonna have so many state employees if they don't run out of family members. It looks like to me they're not running out of family members. So there's always gonna be a good job for them. All right, let's go to Donald in Alexandria. Donald, how you doing, sir?
Okay, Mr. Kupana, I'm not going to have too many shots to speak to you, but I'm going to ask you right quick 3 questions. I hope you can elaborate. One of them is, will you be in Alexandria next Friday night for the restaurant, the Chamber of Commerce restaurant party down at the center on the Riverwalk? Number two.
Hold up. Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Okay. Number two, what do you think the current new administration? Remember, I'm a Democrat talking to you. Do you think that they will go after in Baton Rouge the Medicaid and all these other people that have hopped on this Social Security I don't work, but I'm going to get a check in the mail at 30 years old, things like that. Do you see the government of Louisiana looking real close at that and kicking it to the side?
I don't, hold up. The Louisiana will have nothing to do with Social Security, and it has nothing to do with Medicare, but Medicaid is run by the states.
Medicaid, that's what I was at.
Well, Medicaid, its name is Ralph Abraham, and they're already looking to make sure that this has been running properly and right. I'm going to wait to see God down on now, so I got to wait and see just like you. I'm not sure because they ain't called me and asked me for my opinion, so I'm going to have to wait and see.
Well, there's a lot of fraud involved with the Medicaid. A lot of fraud.
Well, we're going to see because they got an opportunity to go look at where everything's going now. So I'm interested, just like you, to see what happens with that.
Good. Now, do you think the legislature will sit back, take a look across the aisle, Republican and Democrat, look at each other and say, this state tax on income, I think it needs to take a hike. Do you see them two coming together for that one point?
Say that one more time. Let me make sure I followed you. Say that one more time.
Do you see the people in the Capitol, the legislators, looking across the table at each other and saying, we need to make this state income tax go away?
Let me tell you this, Donald. Donald, there's definitely a big push by Republicans. The problem you're going to have is the media and the Democrats going to want to know how to replace the revenue, which makes no sense. It makes no sense for them to even ask the question, but that's the question they're going to ask. So we'll see if the governor and the legislature gets that done. I just hope if they get it done, it's not phased in over 5 or 10 years because that does not help us. So anyway, I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. By the way, when I get back, I'll give you a little bit more detail on the new job. By the way, $135,000 a year. 20 jobs are coming with it. More government growth. We'll be right back. Folks, I want to tell you about one of my new advertisers, Adapt Concepts AC Service Repairs. Serving all of Acadiana, surrounding areas, and the Gulf of Mexico for over 6 years. Full-service AC and heating company, repairs, installation, and preventive maintenance, which is very, very important. Installation service, professional quality services, focus on creating value for you. Terms of certified technician, 24/7 customer service, and free consultation. I'm talking Adapt Concepts. AC Service Repairs. You want the professionals, you want the best, this is them. Purchase a qualified high-efficient system for maintenance, plus get a free 12-year parts and labor warranty. Wow, don't you want to know about that? Call them at 337-408-8202. That's 337-408-8202. Or go to the website, adapt-ac.com. That's adapt-ac.com. Folks, you hear me brag about a new advertisement. South Star Urgent Care is the name you need to know. Listen, you look up, you're in the middle of the night, you're looking, God, where do we go? South Star Urgent Care. They open on weekends, they open at night, they can get you taken care of. If you're sick, if you're feeling bad, maybe you coughing, dehydrated, fever, flu, fracture, South Star Urgent Care wants to service you, and they're going to treat you like you want to be treated. They're going to get you in, get you out. You're not going to sit in a dark waiting room for a bunch of times. South Star Urgent Care. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. You can register before you go and set your appointment. Hey, it's really cool. These folks at South Star greet you with a genuine smile and make you feel very comfortable. Folks, you're looking for the perfect urgent care? It's South Star Urgent Care. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com. South Star Urgent Care. It's the urgent care you need. Go to SouthStarMoon.com, SouthStarMoon.com.
Springs.
The Angel of the Hour sponsor is
Southern Louisiana-style cuisine with adventurous flavors and unique biscuit combinations. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get $10 off takeout biscuits on Tuesdays. Parish Biscuit Company, located on Coolidge Street in the Oil Center.
Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. So here it is. Another Lario family member gets a government job. Terry Lario Jr. received the endorsement Thursday of the Legislative Capitol Security Council to become the department's first chief. He will oversee a force that could eventually grow to more than 20 officers. Maybe 50. Lario is the nephew of former Senate President, House Speaker, and the guy ran the country, state to the ground for 50 years. He has worked for the state attorney general since 2004, spanning 3 different office holders. I told y'all this cat been around forever. Let's see. 2 years ago, the legislative budgeted $2 million for the new Capitol Security Force. Terry will make $135,000 a year. He's going to get his 30 years. He's going to retire with $100,000+ a year the rest of his life, and salary and benefits. Let's see. Heightened risk awareness led to state lawmakers to establish police departments for the Capitol grounds. Sites sees a number of protests. They've been having that all since time began. New report by the Brennan Center for Justice highlighting increasing threats and intimidation target elected officials at all levels of government. Critical of the new security force at Thursday meeting whether it's genuinely feel unsafe at the Capitol. According to Senator President Cameron Half-Ass Henry, extremely. So we're going to make sure people that have a representative or senator by their name, we're going to protect them. The general public, the hell with you. That's just, anyway. But, man, one day I'm going to wish my last name was Lario. I could have had it. You know what's sad? If I sat here and started listing the accomplishments of the guy that they called the daddy in the room, the Michael Jordan of the legislature, John Lario, and we really went down to accomplishments as a state for the 50 years that Lario served, I could just give you a partial deal. Last in roads, $18 billion backlog in roads. John Lario was a Senate President and House Speaker for 16 years. Or longer. Last in roads. Education, always at the bottom. John Lario was Senate President and Speaker of the House. How about that insurance, tort reform? Never got it. Guy was there for 48 years. You know, our migration. You know, under John Lario's watch, we didn't lose one congressman. We lost 2. We used to have 8 congressional seats. We got 6 now, probably going down to 5 in 2030. But under John Lario's watch, we lost 2 congressmen. 2. I'm surprised they didn't take away a United States senator from us with John Lario's leadership. But we got Cassidy. What's the difference? That's like Illinois having 3. I mean, did John Lario get those insurance rates now? Did John Lario stop out-migration? Did John Lario, what is our business climate compared to everybody else in the country? Dismal. That's why Landry and them got to fix it. Why? John Lario's been in charge for 48 years. The last 4 years he wasn't in charge, but my God, Blank Page Cortez had his number on speed dial, and Lario was always hanging out in the legislature. Remember when the card game came up at Bell Edwards? Oh, it was just friendly card games. Who was one of the players at the card games at the mansion with Bell Edwards? John Alario. I mean, I could sit here and do this for 5 hours straight to talk about the dismal shape John Alario left this state in. And he needs another member of the family to move up, make a little bit more money. Boom. We can't. 4.7 million people, and we had to find an Alario to do the security. Unbelievable. I think I'm going to be welcome at the Capitol because I'm coming. Or they're going to do what Paula Pelosi Davis said when they introduced me last year. We don't never need to let him in this house. It's my house. I didn't build it, but it's my house as much as hers. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. And to top it all off on all that, his best friend Edwin died, and he married Edwin's wife. I mean, this guy here, he just touches everything. I hope they don't have many more family members coming up because they'll be creating jobs for them too, I wonder. I mean, I guess they'll be creating jobs for them too. Yeah, I don't. Somebody wants to know if Alario's new wife, new bride, is going to be put on a board that makes $50,000 or $100,000. I don't know. If John wants that, though, it will happen. So, all right, Psycho Bill Cassidy. Psycho takes another shot at Trump. Trump was talking about the border. He was talking about a bill to secure the border. Now, Psycho never shoots at Biden. He never shoots at Obama, but boy, he loves shooting at Trump. So here we go. Here's a tape real quick. Listen to this.
If we get a great bill, we should do it. If we don't get a great bill, but I don't think you're going to get a great bill.
Does he have access to the bill?
Doesn't seem that way.
It hasn't been released. How does he know it's a betrayal if he hasn't read it?
If you're not going to get a great border bill, an immigration bill, don't do a bill. If it's not going to be good, if it's not going to solve the border problem, don't do the bill. And that was very important to me.
I mean, don't be ignorant. Read the bill.
Okay, you heard Psycho Bill. That was Trump saying, if you're going to do a bill, do a good bill. But we're probably not going to get one because he knows Psycho Bill's working on it. So Psycho Bill responds, if you don't read the bill, don't be ignorant. Where's the damn bill? In that thing, hauling they haven't released the bill. They only released parts of it, and they didn't really release the bill. All Trump was commenting on was they probably not going to do a bill. If you do one, do a good one, but they probably won't do a good one. And Psycho, what does Psycho do? Psycho goes, don't be ignorant, read the bill. Why don't you give him the bill? But we got another lawmaker that went in there and said, well, the bill hadn't been totally written yet. Then why are you talking about it, Bill? Why don't you hand deliver the bill to Trump so he can read what you put in it? Psycho hadn't read the bill because the bill hadn't been presented. Trump was just making a genuine comment. Look, if you're going to do a bill, do a good bill. But I don't think they're going to do a good bill. I'm with Trump. If Bill Cassidy's involved in it, you can bet one thing. It ain't going to be worth a crap for the American people. So why don't Psycho Bill produce the bill to the reporters showing that Trump's an idiot? Because there is no bill. You know how when bills are being written, everybody comments on them. We do it here. But we hadn't seen the bill. So why didn't Bill Cassidy say, look at the bill? What Trump's saying is ridiculous, and I got the proof. He doesn't have the proof because they hadn't written the bill. So Psycho Bill calls Trump crazy. All Psycho Bill had to do is say, here's the bill, and it doesn't say anything bad. It's all perfect. But he didn't produce the bill. He'd rather take a shot at Trump. Okay? He doesn't take a shot at Biden. He never took a shot at Obama. But he loves taking a shot at Trump. Hey, Bill, see you in 2026. I hope you run. By the way, let me put it down. I'll be voting against Psycho. I don't care who the other candidate is. I'm not voting for him in a Republican primary. Closed primary. All right, folks, that's it. One more hour to go. Rusty Couché, money, banks, all the stuff we've been talking about. We'll talk to him when we get back to full hour.
For the absolute best in local Cajun food, check out Prejean's in their 2 locations in Carencro and Broussard today.
Hi, I'm Dale Brown, best-selling techno-thriller author. I'm also a mission pilot and squadron commander in the Civil Air Patrol. The members of the Civil Air Patrol are volunteer professionals who serve their communities and their nation every day with emergency services, aerospace education, and cadet programs. We train hard, we fly hard, and we get the job done for America. Join the Civil Air Patrol. Visit www.gocivilairpatrol.com and let's go flying.
For those fortunate enough to help the person who has always been their hero, find the care guides you need to help at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
News Talk 96.5 KPEL, Brobridge, Lafayette, a Town Square media station, broadcasting from the Matthew James Financial Studio.
3 heroes return home on Lisa Brady, Fox News. At this hour, President Biden meets with the families of 3 American soldiers killed in last weekend's drone attack in Jordan.
He and the First Lady, they will meet with the families of Sergeant William Rivers, Kennedy Sanders, and Brianna Moffett. They're all from Georgia. They're all part of the same company of Army engineers based in Fort Moore.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff, that meeting before the dignified transfer of the remains. The Defense Secretary and Joint Chiefs Chair also at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware for the service. Earlier, the president releasing a statement on the stronger than expected hiring in January. 353,000 jobs added, calling it more proof the U.S. economy is the strongest in the world, though his poll numbers on the economy remain low. After months of talks, Senate negotiators could reveal a border security deal as soon as today, though some Republicans expect it won't do enough.
Our problem in negotiating anything with Democrats is this administration, those Democrats, they want an open border. They caused this problem.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, though the White House insists the president wants action, some Democrats are also concerned about the bill. Border security, part of a broader package that includes aid to Israel and Ukraine. A bipartisan tax bill also has critics on both sides of the aisle. The House sending that $78 billion package to the Senate.
The bill would provide financial relief to families with children by extending the child tax credit and extends Trump-era tax cuts for some businesses. As senators look at the bill, Florida Republican Marco Rubio says he needs to see work requirements for the child tax credit.
If you take that away, then it's not a child tax credit, it's a cash payment.
Some Democrats argue it doesn't go far enough to help poor families, and Republicans opposed say it's an expansion of welfare.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. America is listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Tomorrow is primary day in South Carolina for Democrats after the party moved the state to first on its calendar.
It's a historic contest, even though it may not necessarily be this most competitive. The state now going ahead of places like Iowa and New Hampshire, and it's a decision that could have an impact on presidential politics, really, for years to come. You won't believe this. The last time that South Carolina went for a Democrat in the presidential election, 1976, back when Jimmy Carter was running for the White House. But now Democrats are putting more emphasis on this state, citing the growing population, a diverse population that compared to other places like in the Midwest and in the Northeast.
Fox's Mark Meredith in Columbia. In 2020, South Carolina was the turning point for President Biden's campaign for the Democratic nomination. Republicans have their South Carolina primary on February 24th. In North Dakota, a federal judge has just tossed out a lawsuit challenging the acceptance of mail-in ballots after Election Day, ruling that the county election official who led that challenge lacked standing and did not allege a specific constitutional violation, among other issues with the case. House Republicans want documents from the Georgia prosecutor leading an election interference case against former President Trump and others.
The House Judiciary Committee sent a subpoena to Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis, who is now suspected of misusing public funds by hiring a romantic partner as a highly paid special prosecutor in her racketeering case against former President Donald Trump and others. The case is based on accusations the former president tried manipulating the results of the 2020 election. The House Republicans are demanding Willis turn over documents claiming she has repeatedly ignored requests. Willis's office may have also misused federal grant money intended for at-risk youth programs to pay for clothing, travel, and computers. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Stocks turning higher. The Dow's up 47 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.